every fan thinks the refs are out to get them, but this one's a little weird and it's got some stuff to back it up. I think the NFL needs to look into this. Why isn't Garrett Wilson getting calls? Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, I want to talk about a problem that I think a lot of fans probably have overall, and it's the referees. The referees are always either calling too many penalties or not calling the right ones, depending on the fan base and the time of the game, whether you're winning or losing in the game. Everyone's always going to have issues with the refs, but this one I really have some issues with, and there's two plays in particular from yesterday, along with some comments made by Garrett Wilson today, that I want to get into and talk about. The first one, I want to talk about this no call at the end of the play. I feel like it should have been a delay of game. The clock was running. It was the Garrett Wilson catch late in the fourth quarter. Here's the play. Let's take a look at it and then discuss on the other end.
11. White stands in there and delivers a bullseye to Wilson for a first down.
So that was called a catch on the field, and the Buffalo Bills did end up challenging that play, so the clock did end up stopping. They did lose a challenge. They didn't win that challenge because Garrett Wilson caught the ball. But that clock was running when the Bills defender knocks the ball out of Garrett Wilson's hand. If the Jets were to try and rush up to the line of scrimmage, that should be a delay of game. You throwing the ball or spiking the ball when the clock is running is considered a delay of game. Why, after a catch that was called a catch on the field, is this not called a delay of game or an unsportsmanlike conduct? Jets should be getting a call there. So maybe it's not so much a Garrett Wilson call. Maybe it's more so a Jets call. Had an issue with that one, but it was with Garrett Wilson, so I had to throw that one in here. The major one that I think we really need to consider is the safety of our players, and this is the hit that I want to talk about in particular.
Pressure, White gets it away. Beautiful pass. Oh, he is jacked by Boyer. Injury. All right, Wilson.
Wow, that was awesome by Wilson, too.
As you can hear, the announcers at the time were shocked with the hit, and it felt like that should have been hit out of bounds. I'm waiting. I'm like, you know what? Let's see the replay. Maybe I am wrong because there was no flag thrown. Sure enough, Garrett Wilson's out of bounds. This dude's getting clocked. You're worried about the safety of players in this league? Throw the damn flag. Now, Michael Nania over at Jets X Factor posted the video and said if the NFL, was serious about safety, blah, 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 that whole thing. And I completely agree with him. Garrett Wilson retweeted that with a comment saying, I ain't got a call all season. One ref told me this ain't Ohio State no more. Crazy. When Garrett Wilson was pressed about that, he said, first Patriot game at home when the ref told me this, forget the field number of the ref. That is insane. That is nuts. You're saying, oh, just because you're from Ohio State, you're not going to get certain calls. That was a call. Now, granted, the ref that made this statement was not the ref from yesterday's game, but it seems to be a trend. Like, it happened once in the Bills game, happened once in the Patriots game, happens again in the Bills game, and Garrett Wilson says it's been happening all year to him. For those of you wondering, what refs were in that game against the Patriots? NFL. Maybe you should look into some of these refs. Apparently, this is the list of referees from that game. Apparently. I don't know. Look into them. Who said that? That's absolutely ridiculous. You need to protect the safety of your players. You need to be able to make these types of calls. These are areas that I think need to be able to be reviewed. Like this, there's not really a judgment call to be made. I understand timing and whatnot, but it's clear as day Garrett Wilson is at the very least a defenseless receiver. He's not looking the way the hit's coming. He's clearly going out of bounds. And in fact, he is out of bounds when the hit actually lands. This is ridiculous. The NFL needs to look into these referees. The NFL needs to take a deep, deep look at this. And I think Garrett Wilson has a case. This is some bullshit. I call baloney. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the NFL refereeing, Garrett Wilson in general. Let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, go Jets.